What's up, Topeka? Welcome to the I'm from Topeka podcast, broadcasting straight from the
west to the east side.
We're here to bring you the stories of people in the pulse of Topeka. Whether you're a longtime resident or just curious about what makes the city tick, we've got you covered. And man, we got a very, very special guest today. Y'all, we have Tyrell Everett. I mean, he might as well be a Topeka legend. The dude has been around for a while, and he's been holding down the city for a while, all throughout the different states, different colleges. Man, he's planted seeds as far as becoming legendary in football here, but also legendary in the community because the man has a great heart. And we are just honored to have you on the podcast today, Tyrell, man. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man.
Let's go. Clap it up first. Clap it up.
Oh, man, you guys are way too nice,
welcome, man. Thank you.
Nah, man, it's a blessing to be back home. You know, it's very rarely, as a college coach, you get to come back home, and a blessing to be close to home. I've been to 6 different places. So you know how it naturally goes, man. You've been across the country. You don't really get to get home. And it's special just to be able to get back home to see family and friends. It's tiring at the same time. Being able to be back to do a special occasion for the Big Kev Camp Give Back, definitely been a blessing. Anything for my city where I can give a little bit of time, that's always going to be important to me. And that's important to our head coach as well, is for me to be able to give back to my community or anything in the community. So just to be able to be on this podcast is an honor too. Definitely.
Thank you.
Just honor. Sure. I mean, yeah, man, what you guys are doing is fun and also exciting. But Topeka needs some positivity, man. It needs that love.
Sure.
It needs somebody shining a light on it because it has a lot of bad light on it as well. And but it's a blessing, man. I love being from Topeka. Like I said, I've been to 6 different places, been to a few different states as well, and I represent Topeka all the way to the fullest. I'm a Kansas boy at heart. And it's just an honor, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And
awesome.
And yeah, I know you mentioned the Big Kev's Give Back because we had to catch you while you was in town because, like you said, you do be around, dog. Yeah. You be 6 different states. But before we get into the 6 different states, tell them where you're at right now. Tell them a little bit of background where, like, how you grew up here in Topeka and like how you got into the career that you're in right now.
Oh yeah, man. So Tyrell Everett, of course. I'm originally from Topeka, Kansas, and I went to Topeka High School. I always held to the black and gold forever, man.
Forever.
It's forever. Eisenhower Middle School, then I was at Highland Park Central Elementary as well, man. I'm a 501 product to the fullest. I take public school. I know people bash public. Shout out to 501. I know, stuff's going on with 501 and stuff like that, and we don't agree with everything. But I ride for that because public school, man, my best experiences were 501. Some of the best teachers ever came through 501. It's what inspired me, to go into education. It's in my DNA. It's in my heart to serve and also educate. Man, that's why I stay near coaching. And I taught. For a little bit too, as well in 501. Yeah. So, I mean, and they inspired me, the teachers that have came before me, and Lisa Carter, the Paul Adams.
Mama Carter.
Yes, Miss Reynolds, all of them. Awesome. And just, all the great teachers, man, Doc Mallon and all of them. And that, man, they inspired me, man. They did, even though I was a pain. I was not the perfect student, but
I think we all were at some point.
No doubt, but I was never disrespectful. Yeah. If I got disrespectful, the admin was kind of worried. They're like, he's
like, there's a big difference of being a pain.
Yeah. I was a class clown, and I deserved to get kicked out sometimes. I did. I was a distraction, but I really thank you for those teachers. Coach Hall, who's still doing it, Rob Sanders still doing it. Yeah. Just those who were in the community, in the schools, that helped guide me, man, and the coaches and Coach Kaufman, all of them. And it's just been an honor, man. And so then now how we get to my career, I played football at Butler County Community College in 11 to 12, and then I went to Baker University from 13 to 15, really played, and then got my degree in 16 of fall in in education. I got Bachelor of Science in education. I knew I always wanted to be hands-on. I knew I was never going to work a desk. I'm too active. I got too much energy. I love people too much. I love to serve. And so when I was at Baker, I always knew I wanted to be a GA. Yeah. Like I knew I wanted to get my master's paid for. And I used to say that to my advisor all the time. I was like, man, I really want to be a GA. Can you help guide me in being a GA? And then a good blessing, I started coaching high school. You know, I part of my student teaching, I had to help mentor seniors, and that's how it became a part. Then I was fortunate enough to get a phone call from, Coach Schaff and all them at Butler Community College. Relationships matter. I played my tail off, worked my tail off there. They wanted me to coach there, so I got in there and then coached there, running backs there for a year, and then definitely got fortunate enough. Once again, relationships matters. Coach Doolin, the DC from West Florida. He's a Butler guy as well. Saw me and said, "Hey, man, you're doing a great job here. I've got to watch you coach these past few days. Would you be interested in that?" I said, "Absolutely." Florida goes against everything. I'm scared of snakes. I'm scared of big bodies of water. Anything faster than me, which is a lot of things I was frightened of. So I was like, I'm in. And then, man, it was a great experience being a part of that staff. Coach Shinnick had a program called, it was PG-13. There was no cussing allowed, which it was awesome, man, because I started to be a part of a program that was Christian-based, also, developing young men. So it was awesome. He couldn't cuss. And it was a good thing. It was a good thing for me for character development that you can coach without cussing. For sure. You know what I'm saying? You can get your point across without cussing. Yeah. And teaching you how to control yourself. Because if you can control yourself, your players will eventually learn how to control themselves. So that was important in my coaching development and character as off the field as well. Then went to University of Akron where I finished up and got my master's. I coached outside linebackers as a GA there. Some great time, great opportunity, man. Never been to Ohio in my life. Akron was a great experience. I learned a lot from great coaches around me, man, which are all in the NFL now. And then I was fortunate enough, COVID came. And this is God, man. The city and everything got shut down. I graduated with my master's, and then I'm like, all right, what's next? Everyone's on hiring freezes. Yeah. All right. So, God worked in my life amazingly. I went home. I booked the flight home when the COVID was shutting down. I was like, I'm going home. The flights were only $105. So this was a round trip, guys. Yeah. So so I went home in March because my grandmother had passed away around that time. And I just told them, I said, guys, I refuse to be stuck in Ohio with no family here, really. And I'm going home. Yeah. And they were like, okay, cool. Because I only had one more course to take in the summer. And so I'm at home, man. We started a Bible study. It was the best thing ever. I was going closer to God as I was still working on my master's. And, I don't know what's next, guys. I don't. I graduated in the summer with my master's. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, boom, my former head coach calls me. That was at Baker University. He's at NAI and Dubuque, Iowa. And he's like, Tyrell, I got a job for you. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like everybody's on hiring freezes. Yeah. No one knows what's next. And God, man, but I'm reading the Bible more. I'm learning more. I'm being mentored more by Wayne Simi and Daryl Stuckey. Every Thursday we met at 8 a.m. It's a blessing, man. It is. And I'm like, oh, man, what's next? Like, schools aren't hiring. Everything's remote. Yeah. Like, what's next? And once again, God works in the midst of chaos, and I love it. And boom. Here I am. I'm getting a job. So now I'm like, all right, cool. I got to book a flight back to Akron. This is the best part. I book a flight back to Akron about May-ish, mid-May. So I got to be Iowa by June 4th. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, we got to go back. Once again, I'm the only one on the flight, which is terrifying when you're like, all right, I'm the only one on this thing. Here we go.
If this one goes down, it's only me. It's only me.
I'm over here like, all right, cool, let's go. Get there, landed safely, perfectly. I'm cleaning out my apartment, man. I'm getting ready to go to Akron. Dubuque, Clark University for my job outside of this. And I just say that, man, faith. A lot of people really, 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 want to use faith as a fancy, like, guys, in the midst of chaos, I didn't know what my career was. For sure. I didn't know what I was going to do. Yeah. At that moment. But I just kept reading. I kept, growing my faith. And once again, God still works in the midst of chaos, man. And I think, and I think that's the biggest blessing for me right then and there. And then I still kept learning my faith and growing my faith. And so that's really how it all kicked off. And then eventually one thing led to another to fast forward. Because like I said, it's a long little thing. Fast forward, I go to Tulsa for a year, be a GA there, one of the hot DCs. Jaden Everett's there. I learned a lot, man. I learned so much football. It was ridiculous. Then went back to Clark as a full-time, because the coach told me if there was ever a full-time role, you're getting it. Yeah. It happened. I went back there. I was there for 5 months. Then Pitt called. And when the motherland of home state Kansas calls, you pick up.
You pick up,
man. And once again, how did I get that job? Relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
I got in because I worked my tail off day in and day out, and I got recommended from a coach's brother to his brother, and he called me. And that's how I got where I am today. And now I'm at Pitt State University. I'm going into my 3rd year. This is the first place I've stayed somewhere put for 3 years. It's been an amazing journey. Coaching is a calling, and it's not a profession, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. So I know that was long, but had to give you a little detail of what happened in my career.
But tell them your position at Pitt State, though.
I coach defensive line, and I'm also the associate head coach as well at Pitt State University. And it's a blessing to be able to get promoted. You know, and I'm on it, and I got promoted within a year. Just work hard, man. That's all I've ever done in my life. Majority of my jobs were GAs, and I was restricted earnings at Clark University. I want to clear that up. I didn't have a full-time job. I didn't have medical, insurance, none of that, man. I was just operating under faith. I was young. I said it'll eventually pay off, and I think what people need to understand is, did I want to quit? Yes. I know a lot of people brag on me, and I love that. I love that people are that excited about my success as I am, but let's be honest, there was moments I was ready to go make tires at Goodyear. There was moments here I was ready to quit because I was looking at everyone else take vacations to Cancun. I'm like, I want to go to Cancun. I haven't seen people build houses. I want to build a house. I've never had a house. I see people with families. I'm like, I want a family, and so
get overwhelmed with all those things. And like, man, maybe I should just go completely that way.
Yes.
This is tough. Like,
and what you said is amazing is you look at other people's lives and then I say, stop. There's a lot of people that want to be in my position.
That's it.
There's a lot of people that want to be where I am. And I said, this journey is going to strengthen me for later on.
For sure.
And that's how I've operated. Is my life in my timing. When it's his timing, it's his timing. And what if I did quit? That would have been the first time I quit something and ran from something in my life. And my mother raised me. I love Yolanda, man. She's awesome. But I wish a lot of people got to meet the younger part of my mom, because my mom did not play. And my mom said, son, I don't care what you do in life. You better do it to the fullest. If you're a janitor or facilities, you better be the best facilities I've ever seen. I don't care how much you get paid. Your name is on work. And ever since then, I've took that to heart, man. I only made $700 a month. See, a lot of people be like, oh, well, he's doing big things now. Let's talk about when I had my brother and them supplementing my income. Sending me $200 a month. I'm 28 years old. Listen to that, though.
It's hard, bro.
It's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only making $900 a month. My rent's $350. We're not talking groceries, bills like that. I had to eat gas, the car insurance, cell phone bill. There ain't no time for play, and then just grinding. And so I think that's what I want people to really understand, man. Like, if you really want to go for something, now I'm saying don't go broke for something. Like,
but here's the thing. You say don't go broke for something. I say, you went broke for it though. You did. So you eventually, like, when it comes down to it, like, a lot of people have to understand that you have to go broke for it. Like, like you said, a lot of people, didn't realize what you were going through. And you were comparing yourself to other people. Comparison is a thief of joy, and you really locking in and really honing in on where you were and not even focusing on, the Cancun and, the families and, the houses and stuff like that. It really made you focus on where you're at, because being present where you are will put you where you want to be in the future.
Bingo.
For sure. And what I love too about, like, going through COVID, I've talked to so many people. And I think that was such a time, to me, as a strong believer that I am, it was a way of God showing you, like, because the definition of faith. You know what I'm saying? We're putting that trust in the things we can't see, right? And during COVID, the things I could see made so much less sense than the faith that I was gripping onto. So during that time, I think we had a couple choices. We could either draw closer to that and really put faith to the forefront and let God really fuel us to keep pushing, or, we go left and, like, man, everything is tough. I got to set this aside, So I love that you keep saying, like, you keep faith there, because without that has literally been the fuel for me too, as a musician, with everything on those nights where during that process of the things people don't see, like, you hit walls, and it's like, man, this is, I thought I was moving and now I just hit this wall. Maybe this ain't making as much sense no more. You question it, and then the faith kicks in, and God will confirm to you like, nah, I'm right. I have you right where you need to be. Keep moving forward. So I love that, man.
Yeah, and what I'm saying about it is not go broke, is don't just do anything.
Desperation, like faith before desperation.
Correct.
I feel that.
And I knew it was going to pay off.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to pay off.
Like you just knew, you got that feeling. Like I know, like. So, and it's hard to have that feeling when other people around you looking at you like they believe in you, but you know that they can't do it for you. Like, but they can believe in you and they get support. So it's tough, man.
And I like giving out free game because it's free. I'm not worried about giving anybody any advice that's going to mess with me because I want everyone to be greater than me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great leadership.
Yeah.
That's a true coach. Like, I feel that. That's a true coach.
It's true, man. I don't charge anybody. Should I? Probably, but for how I'm living my life and how God is working in my life, and I say God because, man, I am a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I don't use religion to bully people or pick on people, or I am a follower of the book. And as the book, it's for me, I'm still learning every single day, man. I love people. I do. Now, am I curious? Yeah, my curious eyes before I get to, I am a little bit curious, but I love those, and anybody knows me. I will do anything for anybody. Even if I see anybody in a moment of hurt, like I'm going to stop and try to, see what's going on, man. Yeah. And I tell people I give you free game because people gave me free game and it never hurt them.
Yeah.
And people always want to monetize for their time. I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to do, because I know my worth. You can't affect what God already has for me. And so if I can offer you a little bit of a gem and an advice, I'm going to do it to you. And I'm not for the weak. I tell people that all the time. I'm not the friend that's going to tell you what you want to hear because no one ever did that for me. No mentor has ever done that for me. And so I continue to show love and I'll be like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And have I had backlash? Oh, yes. I've had friends say, you're a hater. You don't see my vision. And I'm like, no. I come from a place of experience where I already know where that's going to go. Yeah. And I'm not going to be the friend that's going to be there when you're down bad to go, I told you so. I'm really just going to be like, are you ready to get picked up?
Yeah.
Are you ready to get picked up? Because I was that hard-headed. My mother always said, man, you're hard-headed. Tyrell, you're obnoxious and you're hard-headed. And I had to learn the hard way. And then I stopped. And I started listening for once. And that's everyone in their dream and their passion. And I'm here for a reason because, the good Lord, it was my time. I watched coaches and groom. I've watched what not to do as a GA. I've observed a lot. I was a go-getter and I was a grinder, but most importantly, I treated people with respect. My title never affected how I was going to treat people.
Yeah. And relationship. Like you keep mentioning, like that stayed solid with people, and those people at the end of the day kind of help connect you in because they're like, at the end of the day, we love that guy.
Yeah.
Outside of, he's a great person. So that's so important.
Huge.
And I think people need to understand that, man. Like, I hear a lot of people on social media like, I'm going to monetize for my time and whoop-de-whoop-de-do. I can give you free game and it still won't affect my job.
Yeah.
It won't affect my job. You can't touch my job.
Right.
My job is in my calling. It's in my purpose. It's in my will.
And God works money and everything else out around that. Yeah, when you're moving forward, he's going to provide.
Mike, I love what you said there because, Mike, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm so serious, and I tell people this all the time. I never not been without paying my bills.
Yeah.
I may not have made as much salary as everyone else.
Yeah,
I may not have had $100K.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, my bills have always been paid, and I've always had a little just to get by.
Preach,
and I know, but that was my time of being able to steward over what I've had. Yeah. Like now, am I living good? Yes. I don't have any kids. Am I managing my money right? Yes.
Yeah.
Have I learned a lot more? Yes, because I've surrounded myself with people. I've grown with people. My financial advisor, I've surrounded myself around good businessmen. I want advice. I don't want money. I'm a big firm believer. Give me that tip that you went through that you would do over again so I can go get it. I ask coaches this all the time. What did you learn being a head coach of what not to do? Yeah. I don't want you to put me in a head coaching position. Yeah. I want you to give me the things and the gems that you wish you could go back to do so that when I get in that position, so-and-so, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people be like, give me the money.
Yeah.
No. Give me the tips.
Yeah.
Put me in a position of learning.
Sure.
I'm gonna go get it.
It's like the dinner with Jay-Z.
I was just gonna ask you.
It's the dinner with Jay-Z thing. I'm taking that dinner. I'm not taking the money. I'm taking that whole conversation, man. Because like you said, advice can make money. Money don't make advice.
No.
It's the other way around.
No. And it's a blessing, man, because I think a lot of people want everything. It's an instant gratification.
Instant.
I want to tell people today, man, and it's a great platform to let people know stop looking at social media, because social media give you highlights. No one hops on social media and says, I'm broke today.
Yeah.
Everyone gives you the highlight and the reels of it. And I'm telling you right now, it took me 7 years to get where I am today.
Yeah.
It took 7 years to grind and be where I am today. I don't know when it's going to happen for that person out there, but you just got to keep grinding. But what I did see throughout my whole journey, I saw small victories.
Mm-hmm.
I did, guys. I saw small victories.
Those little victories keep you moving towards, like, forward in every way.
It keeps you moving forward. So let's talk about the progression. High school, junior college, top D2 in the country, West Florida to Akron to NAI, where you're going, well, this kid went from Akron, a D1, a FBS, MAC, to a NAI, okay? NAI to, now we're FBS, group of 5, Tulsa back to NAI. I want it because it's a full-time job. I'm no longer a GA now. I took the GA title off of me. This guy's coaching. When you look at my resume, you're going, now he's no longer a GA, because people look at you and go, GA. No. I'm now the D-line coach at, Clark University. So I stripped the title off of me, where people can't say, we don't want to qualify. He's not qualified. Oh, I'm qualified now because I coach. I coach. Okay, boom. Now I'm the D-line coach at Pitt State University. I interviewed well, and I did everything that I said I was going to do in the interview. That's huge, because there's some people that can lie in an interview. Oh yeah, so they can interview really good.
Behind everything I said.
I'm going to stand behind it.
Yeah,
I'm going to ride for your culture until my culture comes, because that's huge. You can't steward over what you want when you're not stewarding over someone else's. People want to skip that part. Well, I want my own business. Well, you better learn how to steward over someone else's business.
You better learn something else.
It ain't mutual at that point. It's just it's got to be.
You can't rob this part of your life and pay the other part of your life.
Yeah.
Because what if that process in someone else's business or this podcast, you skip the part that's so important for yours?
Exactly.
Because at some point you're going to want to step away, and how are you going to train that person under you to be great while you're away?
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned. Every coach that I've been a part of, I've asked, and I've jotted down ideas, because I don't want to skip a part of the journey. I love every part of the process. I've been a GA. I've helped with equipment. I've helped on special teams. I've helped in every aspect of it, recruiting. I've had to do a lot of things that will eventually lead to a bigger role. Yeah. And then guess what I can do for other people?
Bring them in.
I can now reel them in and say, this is what I had, this is what I've done. And now we're collaborating to a point where we're all coming together with ideas. And then we figure out what's best for our system. And are we always going to be right? No.
You're going to learn, though.
You learn.
Yeah, you're going to learn.
You learn. Exactly. You guys doing a podcast, you learn.
Yeah.
You've seen other people do it, and then you're going to them going,
we've tried it. That's what me and Mike mainly talk about too, is like, we've tried this process, numerous times, to where it's like, man, we sit down with people, and it's like, all right, this is what we got going on. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to run it. And then 1-2 meetings come in, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, it kind of dwindles down, and then it comes down to purpose and passion and aligning the people who you need on your team and coming together. And me and Mike are huge on like, bro, we know what we do. We know what we both provide for each other, but also we pretty much won, you know what I mean? Because we got the same vision, we got the same goals, we got the same faith.
Yeah, it's the foundational level of at least faith. Like, we're praying to the same God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I like how you said before, like, in fights and stuff, fighters will say, I got that dog in me. Well, I got that faith in me.
Yeah,
and if that faith is to that same level, then you will persevere. Like, through these times where nothing else makes sense, and you'll have even people around you saying, man, it's not really moving. How much longer? Like, what do you see? You start getting those doubtful sometimes questions from people, and it's like, I got it. I promise. Like, I don't see it yet, but I'm going to keep moving. So I got that faith in me to where, like, no matter what, I'm going to keep going. I trust in God. I believe the calling for my life, and it's going to work out.
Yeah.
It is. And sometimes we want it to work out in blessings.
Exactly.
Right. But when it really counts is in those valleys. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the mountaintops, it's in the valleys.
Like through COVID. Like
you said. Like I was going to tell you, like when God bring you back home, because the story with me and my wife and Hezekiah, and how he was born and where he was born. And like at the time where he was born in COVID. We were in Texas running our business and training, and COVID shut everything down. And it's like I feel like God told the people that are really into their faith and really into, you know, what they really want to do with their lives and their callings is he told everybody, just be still. Be still. Watch.
I am God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
like,
I think
I'm in control. I know everything. No one else seems like they are right now, politically or nothing, but I am.
Yeah.
Like,
he's still in control.
Yeah,
you know, we
always.
see it to this day. Like a lot of people think, like, you know, why? You know, it's amazing that people will bash Christians before they bash any ideologies.
Yeah.
Before that people worship. Like you'll kill a Christian in a heartbeat. I see it all the time. And I just want to say that, you know, yes, people use religion to manipulate. We've seen that time and time, even in history, guys. Like, you go back and look at history.
Of course.
It's obvious, but I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. Like I lift up people. It does not matter where you come
Specifically,
from.
me too.
I love
me
too.
For sure.
I
No
love
to
generous.
Yeah.
I don't have millions of dollars. No, I do give.
Yeah.
I do give. I don't tell people when I do give. I don't put cameras on when I do give. I don't need to. I don't need to do that because I know where my heart is.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I grew up without not having much. So I empathize where people come from. I empathize with the college student who eats Roman noodles, PB&J with Doritos. I empathize with the college student who eats pockets. The best meal.
That's bro.
To this day, I graduated from PB&J to Uncrustable. There's levels to eating.
The things you can do with ramen noodles.
To the cup noodle. I graduated from the pack to the cup. Like I ain't changed. You know, I never forget where I come from. And that's why I'm here to this day. And people want to put levels onto this thing, man. No, I'm blessed because I went through certain things. There was no silver spoon handed to me and I'm blessed. I'm so happy I didn't come from that. I'm so happy. I'm glad that I had to get it out the mud. I'm so happy that I had to go through certain eras of my life where there's no entitlement. It's more humble. I am so humbled to be the associate head coach of Pitt State. My job, a lot of people want. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. People want my job.
Facts.
I get the sneak compliments of, man,
must be nice.
Must be nice.
The sneak compliments. I like what you call that. It's exactly what it is.
You know, and I love that.
You get a lot of it.
I love that every minute. I love that people want my job because it's my job to steward over whatever happens and continue to work hard at a high level. I am a full-time coach with a GA mentality in everything that I do. In everything that I do. And when I say GA mentality, I grind for everything that I have, but I work hard like I got nothing.
Yeah, got to.
I work hard like I don't have anything.
Like that mentality don't go away. Like it's that same mentality.
But that's what sharpens my edge. That's what I'm gonna be honest with you guys. People want to know, why does Tyrell ever have so much energy? Why does Tyrell? I have life. I don't have energy because there was a moment where in my life where I almost died. And I think people need to understand. This is not a video game. You don't get to hit replay.
No,
this is not a podcast where you say, hold on, let's re-record this.
This ain't no scrimmage.
This ain't a scrimmage where, hey, let's review that play and let's call it, hold it, reload.
Start again, start it over, reset.
We don't get to reload this play again. No, this is one shot at life. And I'm going to tell you why, man. There was moments where my life was almost taken away. And that moment I said, I'm going to live up to my life. I'm going to do what I need to do and those around me. And I'm going to fulfill my life and God's will that he has. Every day I pray less of me, more of God, and guide me, guide my steps. And I say that because am I tired? Yes. I'm tired. You know, when you were late a little bit, and I'm calling you out, I wanted to go home. I made 1,000 excuses. I'm ready to go home. Like my legs hurt. And I said, man, suck it up. I said, nope, I'm coming. I said, I'm coming. I'm going to be there.
Thank you.
And that's what
man.
I'm not calling you out. I'm not calling you out, but I'm talking about the excuses that I developed to not do something. And I always abide myself on my word. And I tell people that you gotta have an edge of why you get up every morning. That is my edge. I had nothing in my mind, and we're going to work towards something. And a lot of people in life, that's the difference between being good and being great at something, is you got to have an edge. And everyone I know around me that has been successful has an edge. Me not letting my family and my future self down is my edge. And I'm hungry for more every single day and I have young men whose lives I'm over. That's big responsibility. I have 16 young men's lives who I'm in charge of. And I can impact them in a positive manner or negative manner. I choose positive every single day. I choose to speak life into them every day. Now, do I coach them dudes hard? Yes. Do I demand hard things? Our motto every day is do hard better. Do hard things. I'm learning how to do hard things. Budgeting's hard for me.
Oh yeah.
When I never had a background, it's foreign to me. We just got the check. You paid your bills.
And then what you had left,
then what you got left, you kick it.
Yeah.
That is not that. I'm killing that idea. I'm like, no. One day, every 2 weeks,
needs to go somewhere.
This needs
specifically.
Okay, it's hard when you have no foundation in that.
I'm living that, bro. That's true.
It's hard to say, man, baby, you want to go? Take that steak out. We got green beans and potatoes. Cook that. Yeah, we're gonna chop that up.
We went to El Mes 4 times last week. We gotta chill. this week.
We gotta chill, bro.
Okay,
the queso's good, but we gotta chill.
We'll make that queso at the crib.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll make leftovers.
Exactly.
I am humbling myself from that idea. Just because I got it, I can do it. And I think a lot of people need to kill that. Just because I got it doesn't mean I can do it. Calm down. Because that mentality will carry over in life.
Well, it's you gotta live by delayed gratification.
Like just because you can does not mean you should.
It's
just it doesn't mean you should.
Bingo, man, you guys are hitting it on the spot. But that's what I want people to know about my life. I'm okay with sharing that with people.
And not to cut you off or nothing, but like I know you mentioned earlier, like social media and everybody everybody wants to post a positive. I think that's what literally got like Mike where he's at, me where I'm at, you where you're at. Like the social media is taking a turn. And it's like we've always been real and authentic throughout the whole journey. You know what I mean? So, and I think more people are really starting to see that. And like I say that because like my social media really took off because I posted my authentic self. Like, I got bipolar too. Yeah, I'm a father. Yeah, I have bad days. Yeah, I have days where I don't want to get out of bed. And Mike, he's on this. You're on this artist journey. You know what I mean? Like we don't post that we go to a certain job every single day. It's like, I'm going to this job. I'm clocked in. Hey, I just got this raise or I just got this title here. You know what I mean? And so being authentic, people see that. And then like you said, like, I went from FBS to an NAIA or, into a JUCO up to a, grad position and, at a top school, FBS and, all these different spots. So being real and showing that journey is what really makes people connect with you and really lets God shine the light through you to shine on to others. And I think that's really what takes toll.
Because imagine being who God didn't create you to be. Like that's gonna cause so much
more
of just away from a natural path for you if you're not just being who you are. And I love that, man, because that's powerful.
Yeah.
When it comes down to that thing and the social media thing, outside of just that in life, if you're authentically being you're gonna connect realistically with people like on the actual page you're supposed to connect on because like you're being you know? So
yeah,
it's
that's
easier.
true.
It's easier to live like that too in a lot of ways.
So easy.
Our last guest, John, on the last episode, he said, God doesn't, call the equipped.
Yeah.
God equips the call.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and that's power. Yeah. Ever since that episode, bro, it's just been stuck in my mind because it's true.
That's
you know
it's
what I mean?
so true. Well, think about this too, is people got to understand, like, many are called.
Yeah.
Few are chosen.
Few are chosen. Well, few people answer the call, and they'll know like, I'm called. And it's like, I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
But you might not be called. You're not called in that certain spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not called where you think you being called at,
Yeah. Because a lot of people miss the calling because of what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you're probably in the club.
Mm-hmm.
The calling is get out of the club. I think this is the biggest thing. It's noisy wherever you are. You got to silence noise, and that's why God is so intent on the Sabbath, where you find that rest,
quiet,
so He can get to you because it's too noisy.
Yeah,
it's too noisy. But my life was noisy when I was looking. Christ found me in quiet.
Yeah.
Amen, man.
Yeah, and He reached me when it was quiet.
Yeah.
He said, "Okay," and sometimes people need to understand. He had a way of saying, "Okay, cool, I can't reach you guys.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Be still.
Be still."
Sometimes He gets to you when you're being still. Guess what? He found me.
Yeah.
When I was still. I was at the house. And it started with a book.
Mm-hmm.
The Kingdom of Living. One of the best books that started. Every Thursday, 8 a.m. And Daryl Stuckey took time with me when I couldn't meet because we had meetings, over COVID, you're meeting and Zooming with your players. He would say, all right, we'll go 10 o'clock on Friday in the morning. Make sure you got your stuff done.
Yeah.
That's a choice. You get to choose. That's the best thing God has ever given us in life is we get to choose. It's not love if you don't get to choose. No. If I got to force you to do something, that ain't love.
No.
That ain't love. You didn't force me on this podcast. I chose, you asked me and I chose to be on it. No one forced me to be the associate head coach. I'll be honest with you. I went and asked for it.
Yeah.
I did.
I
asked for it. I wasn't qualified. I didn't know what an associate head coach is, but I knew one thing. I was going to figure it out. I asked for it, and then our head coach sat on it, and he said, give me some think time on that.
Yeah.
Man, I said, I want to be the right-hand man. I said that. I did. I said, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy. I've been learning. The key word, I've been learning. I've been watching the coach in the position before me, how he moved, how he did things, how things were on time, how he always got things before it got to the head coach. I was observing that because that little observation was going to lead me to that path. And I said, I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want it.
Man, I love that.
I want that. And a lot of people don't want to, once again, do hard things.
Yeah.
Do hard things. Apply that pressure to yourself. Yeah. But I also will say this too. I have a foundation of being able to handle tough situations. My whole life's been tough.
Yeah.
My whole life's been tough, and I've welcomed it. My mother has mental health. She's done an amazing job raising boys. You know, like we didn't have much. I came from a single parent household. I'm a college grad, 3 degrees, associate, bachelor's, master's. You know, I grinded. I didn't have much money through college. My mother gave me a Bible. She didn't give me an allowance. She said, son, everything you need is in that book. Remember like it's yesterday. When I was in college, I laid bricks 3 times a week. Like I worked. Like that's what I did. I worked. There was nothing ever given to me. Like I worked, but I built a foundation of toughness that when situations arise, they hurt. Yeah. They hurt. I remember times I threw a tantrum. My grandmother was sick and I lost it in the locker room. I lost it. And I'll never forget my coach grabbed me and he hugged me and he said, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. I wanted to quit. It was hard.
Where was this at?
When I was at Butler. Yeah. It was hard. I lost it, man, in the locker room. It was in the afternoon right before we had to practice. I said, Coach, I got to go back home. I said, and you know what he said? You need to go back home. But my coach trusted me. Yeah. My coach trusted me that he knew Tyrell's going through it right now. And Tyrell needs to be with his family. That's why I have so much respect for all my coaches because they understood what I was going through and they knew I wasn't going to miss practice. I never missed a practice. Even when I was injured, I was in Muscle Beach. I never missed a practice. I was never late to a workout because it meant that much to me. It meant that much to me. Those who were back home who were not doing what I want to do. It was those who were not here anymore. I put all that in me. Like people want to know, how do I get through? I could be dead. They could be alive. They're gone. So why do I not make the most of this life that I have? Yeah. Why do I not like there's no excuses for me not showing up for things. There's like those people are gone, man. They left behind kids. And that's what fuels me. That's what gives me my passion is because that could be me. That could be me. Yeah. But the good Lord put me in a position that I'm not going to waste my gift or my talent because we know as he gives, he takes. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, he takes. Amen. And that's where I'm in the position I am today. My brother's successful. My sister is being successful. Like I'm successful. My cousins are successful. Came from the street, runs great businesses. Like if I did not do what I was supposed to do, would they? Yeah. Would they? That sometimes I wonder that. But sometimes I wonder that.
It's serious. That's serious,
and
man.
It would make you, if you didn't do where you're supposed to be, would you be the envious and jealous type of trying to look at their lives, you know what I mean? And being like, oh, I want that. And you never know, like that desperation leads to crazy things, bro.
Kind of what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, when faith goes, like when you walk step from faith and it turns into desperation, everything is skewed at that point.
It is, man. And that's why I'm blessed, man. That's why I have so much energy and passion is because, you know, people like you guys, man, you guys, you know, Tevin see me at my worst. Like, let's be honest. I mean, he knows everything about like the things that I've gone through, the turmoil. A lot of people do. And they help me. My success is not, I hate when people say this. I am, what's the word? Self-made. Self-made. No, you're not. No. Everyone behind every strong, successful person, there was someone there pushing them, giving them advice. I am not self-made. I am not self-made. I have so many people who put their arms on me, so many people who prayed over me, so many people who lended me a hand in hardship and hard time. The only difference between me is I let my ego go. There was a moment where I wanted to pull back because I was like, is this because I'm asking for a handout? Is this because I'm begging? And I never asked anybody for anything. And I think that's one thing that set me apart is a lot of people gravitated towards me. A lot of people said, we need to save this young man.
Yeah.
So a lot of people did. A lot of people, your dad looked out for me. Oh, he talked to me the most about character.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, son, you got to fix your character. Your attitude isn't. Like my attitude was off charge. I was very confrontational. Like I wanted smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted smoke. And people groomed me to like, you need to take a deep breath. You need to calm down. That and in my early years of coaching, that happened the same thing. My mentor used to look at me like this. Would you relax and let me handle it?
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to take 5. He would say that to me all the time. You need to calm down because you got so much fire in you.
Mm-hmm.
You come off too aggressive. Now I'm just passionate. I don't come off aggressive. I hear people now. Before I speak, I really do listen.
You listen, yeah.
And I really value people's opinions. It's the same thing with my players. When my players come in my office, I take off my coaching cap and I put it to the side and I just let them vent. And then I ask them, what are you looking for? Are you looking for advice or you just need an ear? Because I'm just venting. Got it. What happens in my door stays between my doors. Unless it's something that needs to go to the head coach. But 9 times out of 10, those guys are coming in venting because I want them to have that open door policy. I have respect for men. We got to value people, for who they are, not for what they can do for us. And I coach the ones like the 4s and the 4s like the ones. I treat my players like as one, And that's what a lot of people do. They try to separate it. I want to coach the man first, then the player second. If I can get to the man, I can get to the player easily. Now, when I coach now. You're getting pushed. I am a follow directions guy. Attention to detail. I always say never twice. Stop, listen to what I'm saying and open up your ears and listen. My mother always used to say, you're irresponsible. I used to remember when she would say it to me over. I still remember it when I lost my key. You're irresponsible. You can't follow directions. That's why you're in this situation. She would look at me like that, eye to eye. She'd go, no, look at me. You're irresponsible. This is the second key. You don't get a key. So guess what you get to do? You get to wait until your brother gets home. Then you can go inside. But you're irresponsible because you don't follow directions. And I remember it like it's yesterday.
It's stuck.
It's stuck in me because she would say, hear me. Stop speaking and hear me. And that's why I try to tell these young men is listen. Yeah. I'm trying to guide you. But I was like, I lost my key, Mom. I didn't put it in my pocket. I put it on a shoelace and then the shoelace loosened up. And then I lost my key. And that would be my excuse. My mother's like, I told you to put it in your pocket. You didn't put it in your pocket. And now it's gone because you're irresponsible. You don't listen. I remember the conversations over and over. Yeah. But it helped mold me into today, man. And that's one thing I love about what I do, man, is because I was that kid. I was. And that's why I relate to so many kids because I was irresponsible. I was hard-headed. But what I try to do is I try to get that game away because I don't want them to go through what I went through because they're going to go through different battles that I did not go through. So if I can give you the little gem to keep you from away from that situation, I'm going to. Yeah. I'm going to.
Got to.
Because you're going to deal with battles that I've never dealt with because each journey is different. Your journey is different from mine. Your journey is different from mine. Your pain is different from mine. Your pain is different from mine. We all got pain. I'll tell you this, we all got common. We got pain.
Yep.
We all got some type of trauma. Okay. But what's not different from us is our work ethic.
Yep.
We can work together. We can work. Mm-hmm. Like we all got the same 24 hours. I believe that. I don't need to hate on anybody else. I stay in my lane. I water my grass. And if it's dead, I'm gonna figure out how to rewater it, replant it, and nurture it, and do that thing. And that's one thing I want people to understand, man, about me is that I'm not all this perfect. Do I sometimes lose it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
we all do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do I sometimes lose it on some of my players? Yes. Yeah. Like, dude, I told you twice.
But here's the thing.
Sometimes
is it needed?
Yeah.
It's needed. Sometimes like like you put your hand in the oven. And you touch the hot rack, eventually it's going to get hot and you're going to touch it and you're going to realize like, hey, I shouldn't have done that. You're going to burn yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's like, but sometimes that's needed. Like sometimes like we need, like we were going. Like when I had my seizure, like it was needed for me, I think, to like really sit down and like, cause I was going through a lot of stuff with my social media and like trying to figure out who my team is and what I'm doing and how I'm growing and what partnerships I need to accept and what partnerships I probably just need to be like, nah, that's not for me. And then all of a sudden, boom, seizure. And the stress of life kind of just outweighed. And it was just like gone because it's like, I can't do nothing now. I can't do nothing but make sure my health is fully taken care of. So I don't have to worry about posting on social media. I don't have to worry about doing these business collaborations. I don't have to worry about trying to talk and set up these meetings and stuff. And that's when another time I feel like God really said like, hey, bro, chill out. Watch this, you know? And unexpected seizures. Don't know why. Don't know how. But it happened. And it really reset me to really focus on like, hey, this is what I need to do. And like, what happened? Right after the seizure, and Mike link up.
Connected up.
You know?
The song happened. And then it's just, I love what you were saying too. And I want to like backtrack real quick before I forget.
Yeah.
About when you're really talking about kind of going through, to me, because like my new album is called Growing Pains.
Yeah.
So that I'm so similar to what you were talking about moving from, in communication specifically, moving from like, you know, because when you're passionate, it is like that passion aggression line is blurred. Like, so people can take that as, man, he's just angry, you know, and I struggle with that because I'll talk like when we get in certain subjects with just people, I'm very hyper and excited and passionate, and it'll come off like, so was that mainly picked up from other people, like your mentor telling you like, hey, you got to kind of watch, like, I get your passion and that energy, but how did you go from changing that from like aggression more to like the passion part?
I think I expressed myself more.
Yeah.
I told them where I was coming from. I put that level of, you know, of where we're all at, you know, like, hey, this is where I'm coming from. I had to explain myself a lot more because I'm all in or all out.
Same.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in. Like if we're gonna do it, we're all in.
We're gonna go hard, baby.
We're gonna go hard. Like we're going to go.
Yeah.
Like we're not going.
We're going harder than anyone's ever.
Correct.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do this, it's like calling a play. Our coach will ask, you want to run it? Run it.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Run it. Because that's the type of faith I want to have.
Exactly.
When you're all in. And so I had to kind of tell people where I'm coming from. Like, listen, I'm not aggressive. I'm passionate about doing things the right way. I'm passionate about doing it once. I heard this from Uncle Woody. I didn't know how to cut wood. I am not handy. My girlfriend's the handy person in the house. I'm not handy. And he would say, measure twice, cut once. And my dumb self is measuring 18 times, cutting 18 times. And he's staring at me like, first of all, you're wasting wood.
He said,
stop
you're
wasting wood. Irresponsible, kick back in. Listen, follow directions. Measure twice, cut once. And I never knew that. I'm over here. Oh, Lord, that's not right. And he's staring at me like, you going to keep wasting my wood? That costs this much. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Measure twice, cut once. And that's how I live my life. And now I have to try to tell people that, like, I'm not aggressive. Let's get it done. If I see someone struggling, let me teach you. I'm a real big teach you, because that's how people were to me. How do you want it done? So I know how to get it done. I want to teach you. That's how I coach. Let me teach you the game of football because it was taught to me. Let me groom you. Let me groom you and let me go from your old ways to these ways to make your life easy. And a lot of people don't want to teach anymore. And that's the biggest things. And it's hard. Serving is very, very hard because it does get tiring. You know, it does get tired of fighting a good fight. And I think a lot of people got to understand this. Don't get tired of fighting a good fight.
Yeah.
Please don't get tired of doing it.
Where do you get that energy from, would you say? It's like from how do you feel that cut back up?
I will say I find rest, guys. I know that sounds crazy. I am in bed by 9 o'clock. I am in bed. That doesn't mean I'm asleep. I'm usually asleep by 10. It takes me a while to wind down. I'm not going to lie to you. When I get home, I'm big. And then that's another thing. When I'm home, I'm present. I do not let football affect my work. I get up in the 4 in the morning. I do. My girl will ask you that. People will tell you that. Tio send you a text at 4:15 in the morning if he needs to. I get up. I talk to God in the morning. I make sure that I get in the office. 1, I can hear myself think. 2, it's peaceful. 3, nobody's bothering me. I get a work done. I make sure that when I'm home, I'm present at home. You can be present and not present. And I know people hear that all the time. You need to. Because when you walk through that door, I'm telling you as a man, I don't have kids. Listen to me. I don't have kids and I can't speak for fathers. But I can speak to my existence of being a boyfriend that soon wants to, have a family. You in that moment of 30 seconds of putting that key in that door, you got two decisions. How you embrace it when you walk through that door, or you can, you get to dictate the mood for the rest of the evening, how you walk through that door.
Facts.
Before I go into my house, I jingle the keys. I'm greeting her with love.
Yeah.
Hey, what up?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what happened at work, but when I'm here, there's got to be love in my household.
Sure.
Just got to be peace in my household. And that's how I live. That's how I am. And people need to know these types of things about me. I really don't pick up my phone like that unless it's an emergency. I got one rule. If you call me twice, boom, boom, back to back, that triggers the emergency for me.
Mm-hmm.
If it's BS, hey, bro, I'm about to call you tomorrow. Like it's just me relaxing, restoring, because I am an extrovert. I give my all every single day. So when I come home, I'm exhausted. I ain't gonna lie. Like I empty the tank because like I said, I don't know when it's my time. I don't know when it's my time. So when I come home, you're supposed to empty the tank. Like if you have energy when you get home, you didn't do nothing at work.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody got to say. You did not fulfill every minute at work or whatever you're trying to do. You didn't account for it. So when I get home, I eat there, I'm up. I'm still having good conversation, but can I just get 5 minutes, please? Because I'm exhausted and I'm giving everything that I have. And then guess what? Before I go to bed, I do my devotion. I have conversations with God all the time. Before I started my Bible study on Thursdays, I argue with God for 2 weeks. Like, I'm not qualified to lead men. They're married. They got kids. What can I tell these men? God, like you starting that Bible study.
You said, did Moses part the sea?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
He wasn't qualified until I said he was.
Yeah,
Bingo.
exactly.
Bingo. And I had I'm not lying. All those dudes hit me up. You need when we starting. Hey, I made excuses. I won't lie. I ran. I said, hey guys, I'm a little busy today. I ain't busy.
Yeah.
I can't do it today. And then finally I said, November 5th, I started it. I said, 2022. I said, let's go.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Zoom. I had 2 people. I was like, all right. Here we go, Lord. Holy Spirit, guide me. Because I need you right now. These dudes are married, got kids. What am I going to tell them? I'm not even in a relationship at the time. I'm trying to figure my life out. I'm working on, saving myself from marriage, stuff like that, and trying to keep my life in line. But you know what? To this day, we have now about 11 or 12 people. We've had 3 people get baptized, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what God can do.
Testimony, man.
He equips the call, right?
Yeah.
He said he equipped you with something you didn't even think, and boom, here you are.
And it scared me. I'm like reaching out to people, how do I do this? And we do work out of a book. I'm not sitting here saying this to me. But as I work through that book, I now make sure that I'm equipped in that space. After a long day of work, I look forward to Bible study. It hurt my heart to cancel this week because of the stuff that was going on in next week. But guess what? Also, everyone else is on vacation too. It's okay. I still send stuff. Hey, make sure we're reading this. We're in the book of James.
What book is that again?
We're in the book of James. They're on chapter, I believe it's 2, no prejudice right now, towards others. And, it does not matter what people will look like. It's stuff like that. That's huge because we see people from certain areas of life and we put a judgment on them. We put something on them like, God can do that too to us, and that's how I really try to live my life, man. It's like I am a very impatient person. Like I went through a season, guys. I'm not lying to you, where I told everybody, please pray for patience for me, guys. Like I'm ready to go off.
I still struggle with that. Yeah. So I feel that.
And so any scenario, my girl Nicole's awesome for that. There was one where someone's just, she's like, breathe. And I'm okay. Patience. And you got to be careful what you pray for because God will test certain things. God will never tempt you, but he will test you. Okay. I want people to really, really know the difference. He will test you. So let's say, Tyrell, I pray for your Heavenly Father, guide me and give me strength and patience. Well, that bus may be going slow today.
After you say amen.
Yeah, directly.
Wait, what?
And it's a 1-laner.
Not right now.
It's a 1-lane.
Like 69 North Highway will test your patience. And it's a 1-laner. The other lane is, and you're just sitting there. And you know what I did?
Start listening to music. Let me just turn. Let me vibe out.
And we were moving like this. And I'm like, all right, it's 11:30. All right, still going. I'm bumping. But I learned that take it with grace because it's going to make me a better, because I might have to have some patience in the season. There's a season coming where there's you better have some patience.
And for moments like that, you need to throw on some Mike G music because there's songs that you can be rocking to during those moments. So
I'm looking forward to doing that. I got 2 hours and 20 minutes to drive back.
Let's go. Set Me Free, bro. Set Me Free.
I just dropped that new one. Yeah, Set Me Free.
That was my favorite for sure.
I
love
that one too.
But no, man, I really love what you guys are doing, man. I'm serious, man. just being from Topeka is it's awesome, and there's so many great people here. And I know, our city gets a stigma for a lot of things, and
it's changing.
It is changing. It is some growth, and sometimes we can look at, wow, why aren't they doing this? People can say that a lot of things about what we do. I hear it every day in coaching. Why aren't y'all doing that? This and that. Whoop-de-doo. Like everyone always has an opinion on something, and that's okay. We take that for a grain of salt. Yeah. Grace, with grace. I take a lot of things for grace. I hear people say a lot of things to me, and then I always say, well, you're more than welcome to apply for a coaching job. I always rebuttal back with that. You're more than welcome to go coach.
They say, well, I got this. Exactly. I know
and then they go, no, I'm good.
And I'm coaching. So let me do
well, just like we say, like, a lot of people talk about Topeka and stuff, but we say Topeka is what you make it. If you want it to be this popular, nightlife type city, then are you applying to get, a building? Are you
part of making it
are you charted? Are you pushing somebody that might already be doing it? Or, I want it to be I want to have a festival every weekend, or I want to do this. Okay, well, are you on those weekends that are not having festivals? Are you putting a business together to hold a festival? Things like that. So it is what you make it. And that's what a lot of people got to understand, just like coaching. It is what you make it. Correct. If you're not coaching, you can't make it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it.
And one thing I love about coaching, I'm going to be honest with you, man, and a lot of people need to understand this. Coaching is just really about building relationships. Yeah, you need to know what you're talking about. But man, like, build the relationship.
Yeah.
Build relationships. Teach. It does not matter if, like, this thing, people only want to coach the good players.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, you got to coach all.
Mm-hmm.
You got to coach all.
Yeah.
This is why I say that. Because people are looking for an experience. And as a coach, people are always going to say, Tyrell Everett coached me.
Yeah. Well,
I coach the ones like the ones, and I coach the fours like the ones.
Yep.
It does not matter. Like, you're getting coached. Like, I don't care what your talent level is. You're getting coached. I'm as frustrated with the 4 as I am with the 1. I'm frustrated with the senior as much as I'm frustrated with the freshman. Freshmen have a little more grace because you got to teach them a little bit more. It's harder. College is harder from high school. So you got to have a grace period. Like, you really need to, I think. But I'm still coaching you hard. Mm-hmm. I'm understanding, like, hey, he's a freshman. Like, you're good. This is the drill we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Because kids want to know the why now. Us, we just ran through brick walls back in the day. We didn't care what the why was. You said, do that, bet. We didn't ask why. And young men want to know why. Young women want to know why you're coaching this certain drill. And I explain the drills. I explain why this is important. Because guess what? That drill is going to show up. And that scenario is going to show up. And I re-emphasize that when we're in film. I don't demonize young men. I coach them. And I hold them to the standard because everybody wants to be great. I've learned this. I'm not serious. I do this with sheets. Do it with yourselves, and then find out more about yourself. I ask young man, I give them a sheet, and I say, give me 3 goals. Life, give me 3 football goals. I put the life first because life will influence the profession as well. If you're professional, your off the field antics aren't good, your on the field probably won't be good either. So I try to really, really try to emphasize that. The first thing I hear is, I want to be an All-American. Okay, cool. Great. I want that for you.
Mm-hmm.
As your coach, there ain't no hate in my blood. There's no DNA. There's no hate here. Bet. I've played with All-Americans. I've coached All-Americans. I've coached them. I know how they tick. I know how they move. They're harder on themselves than you can be harder on. So then as a coach, you got to know who you're coaching too, because they're harder already. The All-Americans want the hunger. They want the teaching. They want you to come forward. They were going to be on time. They're going to come in for the extra film. I don't need to text them, hey, go get you if you want an extra film. What they do. No, they want that on their own. They move different. Bet. Let's do it. You want to be an All-American. How do we get you there? Let's do it. I got a plan for you. You never seen for some of them. And I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah.
Like a lot in life too. A lot of people want this. Well, show up. Right. Show up. Put yourself in a position. You want to own a building? Start researching. That's what I'm doing now. I want to know more about real estate. I'm researching. I'm asking questions to people who are really, 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 really good at it. What did you learn from your building? What did you not do? What would you do better? What do you need to know? What do you not? People ask questions because those are the biggest things that's going to set you apart. Starting sets you apart. Doing sets you apart. And the biggest thing I want people to understand is continue to learn every single day. I'm not the best at what I do. I want to be the best. I do. And that's what I strive for every single day. I fail every single day. But I work towards something every single day because I know what my goals are.
Yeah.
I know what my goals are. I've cut back sweets a lot and get my health right. I don't eat out as much. I did have some Jersey Mike's. I love me some Jersey Mike's. I'm sorry.
What'd you get from
Yeah,
Jersey Mike's?
yeah.
That number 9 Club Supreme Mike's way light on the oil with the honey mustard,
you
the
gotta get
PPR, that pepper relish, that PPR, only real Jersey Mike's. People know that's called PPR.
You need to get,
Yeah,
you
I'm
gotta
on.
get the Chipotle chicken. Like it's like a
that's
cheesesteak.
fire. That's what I always used to
It
get
is.
when I go to Jimmy John's.
It's amazing.
Ooh, melted with some banana peppers on there.
I'm telling you, the banana pepper sets the sandwich apart. I've always said that.
It does.
If you don't put banana peppers on there, it sets the
You're
sandwich
selling
apart.
yourself short.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You
But
know?
I just say those goals because I don't eat out a lot. Like I don't, because I know me. It's easy for me to do that because being a coach, every coach's favorite excuse, well, I got off at 8.
Yeah.
It's too late to cook. So I'm going to go
Fall into
ahead
that
and get that.
laziness,
I'm going to go over there and get that sandwich. And then you try to justify, it ain't got that much grease in it. It's just a sandwich. You justify.
But those are the best ones though. Like the eating healthy. I think everything coming together, eating light like that, it really opens you up. It really opens you up for like your mindset. Like, making sure you're not what's it called? Gluttony. You know what I mean? To where you're not overeating, where you're not, doing too much just to eat, but it helps you all in all throughout the whole journey.
No, it really does. And I think fasting, like I'm fasting right now, I haven't eaten. And you gotta honor, you gotta sometimes do that because number one, it teaches you, we talked about it, toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Toughness. Sacrifice you, man. Like let you go. Like you gotta be able to create that, that separation. You don't have to fast. But if you want to grow closer to God and you want to continue to reject the flesh, if you want to reject things in your life that you need to fast from. That's how you break. The basic commonality of things in your life is I fast. Like you want to know why?
Dying to self, dying to something.
Yes.
It's a painful thing.
It
It's a
hurts.
growing pain.
For sure.
It hurts, and you have to practice it. And I do have done the 21-day prayer and fasting for me, and it's been hard. I give up coffee, and then I do, the water, and that's okay because I learned that you gotta have some willpower.
Yeah,
You can.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
And then first 3 days, I've always said first 3 days and 18, day 18 is hardest one. But once you get rolling, man, nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you just keep it pushing. You just create this finer energy. You feel clear, and I think that's one thing a lot of people need to do is if you want to break away from things, you need to fast from things. I fast from food. You can fall in love with food. You said it earlier, gluttony.
Yeah, gluttony.
You can fall in love with food. You can fall in love with a lot of things. And that's why I do this because I don't want to ever forget, who I'm doing it for and why I'm doing it, and becoming a better me, most importantly. And also that connects, that closeness with God. That's how you grow that closeness. And I think a lot of people, and I do it for me, like you need to do it in moderation. Don't just pop out and do the 21-day prayer and fast. No, you need to do maybe one day you go, half a day, I'm not going to eat until noon. Now you got to practice this. You can't go cold turkey.
Like be mindful about it.
Yeah,
Like,
be
don't-
mindful.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know God gives us these things to do, but he also gives us a brain to like be, to be mindful, research into it, do it the right way. Cause it could physically.
It can physically put you down. Don't. And that's why I say be mindful. When I started out, before I did it, I said, we're not going to eat until 10. I mean, and that's the biggest thing is just, I like doing it for me. It creates closeness for God. It also allows me to sacrifice, the me for a bigger purpose. And most importantly, it teaches me willpower. If you want strength, you got to go through a little bit of things, turmoil, you got to. And that's hard for me because I love eating in the morning. I love my fruit in the morning. I've changed what I've eaten. I used to eat eggs and, the turkey bacon. Now I'm like, we're going to eat the fruit, in the morning. Then we'll come back and eat the meal in the afternoon after we left. And so those are the things that I do, that keep me energized, and I find time for rest. I find time for, talk, like I said, closeness with God. And that's why I have energy, like I'm going on vacation next week. I think, and listen to me, I'm blessed to go on vacation.
Where you going?
Like we're going to Pensacola. Like I said, with former colleagues, and also do a little bit of, professional development as well, and to grow in that aspect too, and we can do it on the beach and talk ball on the beach, draw some plays in the sand, and still be great and relax, never losing that edge. But
For somebody that said that they ain't like snakes and stuff, you going back to vacate where there's snakes and
let me tell you
things that move faster than you?
Pensacola's got my heart.
Look, yeah.
That beach, that's why he's saying beach. I can
I'll
feel
step
it.
over some snakes, bro.
Hey, brother, let me tell you something. We ain't going where they at. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't doing no float trip. I did a float trip and never again, almost drowned.
The lake, is it Florida that has the iguanas? Like wild iguanas?
I think maybe South Florida does.
Okay,
Probably. I'm not for
Mexico
sure.
does too. When we went to Cabo, they were everywhere.
Really?
Just, I mean, out like squirrels. You see here.
Yeah,
just, like,
that's
out
what.
everywhere.
And
Like,
they
it's
bite
wild.
too. Like I didn't realize
I
iguanas
didn't get close
bite.
enough. I was staying afar.
I seen
like,
something
man.
on TikTok and they bite and they bite hard. Like they left
I mean,
this
they look like
indention in
they're
this
quick
dude's arm.
too, though.
And
Like,
they
look like they got
fast.
some speed.
I'm not messing once again.
Hey, listen, I'll punt an iguana so hard, bro.
Yeah.
Ping!
I'm not messing with it.
We love iguanas, but man, stay away though. Snakes and nah.
But anything reptilish.
Yeah.
We're not going there. We'll say that. Spider, reptiles.
And I just gotta say, like, just for you, I appreciate your time because, like,
Yeah, for sure.
we're all busy. We're all, you living out of town and stuff.
Yeah,
I know one major thing I've taken from this whole conversation though is, and this is how I kind of align with it, is the foundation for me. We can sit all day and talk about processes for working out, for eating healthy, for success when it comes to like getting better at communication with people. But I think the foundation of that is if my spiritual cup stays full, then every other thing beneath that, like, my communication with people, my routines, everything else is so much smoother. And as soon as that's empty, everything else is empty. I start failing. I start running into more walls.
Yes.
So that's what I've taken from this is like keeping God first. Like if that relationship is solid, then it's gonna branch out and project into every other relationship and connection in your life. So that's important,
sure.
man. I just wanted to say thank you for that. I took a lot from that and just inspiring to hear that from a coach too.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, absolutely, and it's the biggest blessing. Like I say, man, I know we're probably about to wrap it up, which has been a blessing to be on here, man. Like I said, you guys are doing amazing things. Like I said, number one is just, I'll leave it with 3 quick gems. Number one, just be genuine in all that you do. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Not everybody's gonna like what you're doing because when you're in a leadership role, not everybody likes what you're doing. Some people think it's, they took my idea. Whoop-de-do. It is what it is, man. I wish you nothing but the best. And if I can help with your stuff, that's how I approach things. Like, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm still going to be genuine about it, but I'm not going to stop doing what I need to do. Number 2, man, continue to uplift and empower those in every situation, in every aspect. I always try to empower people and those around me. And number 3, man, just continue to keep God first in all that you do. And I say that with, with all authenticity and just knowing that, we can do a lot of things when he's in guidance. And sometimes we don't want to do what he wants us to do. Yeah. But I ask that, we continue to be mindful of all that and all that we do. But man, just keep doing what you guys are doing. Sure. I appreciate everybody who's viewing it and watching it. I think it's very, very informational in what you guys are doing and putting a spotlight on Topeka. And we need a spotlight. We need a good light, and not everybody likes good light now. But keep doing what you guys are doing and everything. And thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
As we close out, I got one important question for you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Topeka or favorite memory about Topeka?
Oh, man. You really ready for this? I'm going to take you back memory lane. 2010 when we beat Junction City.
Let's go!
Their 21 game win streak.
21 game win streak, baby.
21 game win streak. I remember it like it was yesterday. Take us down memory lane before we wrap up. We were coming out the locker room. I'll never forget. They walked by us first.
And all they pink on because it was breast cancer awareness month. We was like, okay.
And they looked at us and they chuckled. They chuckled at us.
Yeah.
They did. They looked, chuckled, and then it went down. They came out and, everybody, we didn't say a word.
I ain't gonna brag or nothing, but first drive, they came down. Your boy took a pick and took it back 30 yards.
He did.
I didn't house it, but it set, honestly, like with the momentum of everything we had going into that game, boy, it was huge.
It was huge. And
you had some 4th down tackles, bro.
And that moment was special because it was a lot we lost someone in our family, and it was tough for us that day. It was a day of just like, I was quiet. I'm usually outgoing. I'm smiling. I'm laughing. Like, let's go. And I didn't say a word all game. I was in a lot of pain at the age, I was 17 at the time. It was my junior year and I was in a lot of pain and I just let it go. I did. I remember making the first play and it was a tackle for loss and I let it go. That moment I said, I'm on.
Yeah.
You're not like I was on, and I didn't speak to nobody. Every play I made,
So I'm locked in more.
I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I'm locked in, and I'm almost shedding a tear because that moment right then and there was probably one of the best moments. But not only just for us, for our community.
Yeah. It was
Our
huge.
Topeka High community, man.
Huge.
The games, if you go back and look at that game, that place was packed. It was blacked out. Like the city was behind us, man. Football was exciting, and I hope that it finds its way back into this city for sports in general.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was like no other feeling. Like I'm getting goosebumps. I'm tearing up just thinking about it.
Yeah, no,
because that moment right then and there woke people up. They're like, hey, y'all, what they got going on at Topeka is special.
like
We weren't
Topeka
as
High something.
Yeah.
like these
spotlight
dudes
on
is for real.
We had
Like these dudes for real. And then we, and that's one thing I want people to understand, man. It's like we worked for that program to get hard. Everyone in that program right now, man, I hope that those kids remember what it took. It took sacrifice. It took being in that hot weight room with no AC. And when you grabbed a dumbbell, it had rust on it. Your whole hand was black. Like, and you had to go run 40s and the 300-yard shuttle.
The dungeon stairs.
The dungeon stairs where there's no air up at the top, and you had 30 of them things, and then you had to go back and do 7-on-7. See, people talk about burnout and working. No, that was work. That was real work. We didn't pay no trainers, nothing against trainers. I have nothing against trainers, but that was where the sacrifices were made. And I'm being serious.
Grit,
like you had the grit, and we were getting spanked, and that was the moment we gained respect. That's why it felt so good, because that was the moment where like people were like,
the tables turned. They said, okay.
We with it.
these dudes, and then just our community, man, and our people that care so much about us. And once again, I hope that it gets back to that. I hope that people find that excitement that we had in that grit. I know they got AC now and stuff like that, which they should. But those hard times, they mold you. They build you. We appreciate that. I'm not lying. The dumbbells were black. If you had a white t-shirt, it'd probably be black after coming out of that weight room. But I loved it. It was like a kitchen. I loved it. We called the nickname was the kitchen, because as soon as you walked up those steps, you felt the heat wave, and it was on. It was on. Dudes were in there cleaning. You had what was it called? The hog pen, which means you're
the hog pen.
Yeah, you couldn't squat in there if you were 400.
Yeah.
We called it the 400 Club. It was called the hog pen.
I wouldn't have been squat.
I wasn't in there. I never seen the hog pen. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I got it by 9 pounds, so it felt good. I was 409. But no, man, I don't say that the bird. I just say that was one of my best. That's one of my best.
Built you though. Those built you. Those moments built you.
They built me. So I pray Topeka High and the community in 501 finds that excitement, man. Again, I pray that the kids find that excitement and the hard work of being outside. I remember Tevin and Logan, they threw comeback routes. It pissed me off because I couldn't run them. But they would come out here and I had to be the snapper.
We'd be at Jardine, bro. Outside of we practice in the morning. We practice in the evening with team and do 7-on-7. But me and Logan, man, we go up to Jardine when they used to have that grass field out there. Not when it was up top, but like when it was down low where all the new construction is. We'd be out there the hottest times of the day. I'd tell Logan, hey, bro, we're going to meet here at the hottest time of the day and be out there just throwing comeback routes, bro. Like I could throw sling it from 25 yards opposite side of the field, and I would just drop back and put it right on the dot. So every time, red 55, baby. Red 55 when it came.
First down play.
It was a first down. We could be 20 yards. We could be 20 yards off, and a comeback's usually 15 yards. No, we're adjusting that. Logan, hey, you taking this 21 yards, and you coming back to the 20, baby, and we hitting it right there.
I'm serious.
First down.
It was the first down. You don't believe us? Go watch it. Like anybody that's watching this, anybody that watches this, like if you don't believe us, like we literally were outside. I had to snap because once again I was not able to run those routes, so I was pissed. I was like, wow, I got to be out here snapping in the heat, like why? No, but. It helped us. And we had another winning season. We didn't get to stay. That team, it hurt that we didn't get there. It hurt.
It was different though. Like I think if we had the playoff system now, like if the playoff system they have now, if they would have had it back when we was playing, we had to win 2 of the 3 hardest games in the whole state. Like we had Junction City, Manhattan, and Washburn Rule. And we had to win 2 of those 3. Junction City and Manhattan, they only got 1 school in their whole city. We got 7 different high schools here. Like we had to choose. Like they have it was players that are just straight funneling to them. Like so, it was hard. But when we smacked Junction City, it was up.
It was.
We had to go. And then we went to Washburn Rule. Not to get too deep, but we went to Washburn Rule and taking
that streak. You said 21 games. Was that a 20?
They had a 21. Yeah, they went undefeated all the way. Like what?
2 years.
2 years. And then they came to us thinking they was just going to get that 22.
Because we were awful the year before. We were awful. Like they spanked us. I think it was like 63-6. So they weren't expecting that. It was a bad deal. And it was raining. I remember it was a spanking. It was a spank, but good. I'm glad we did because it failed you. Sometimes you need to get, destroyed
get smacked.
and to get built back up. Sometimes you need to get smacked around a couple times.
Down so you can bounce back, bro.
As mother called it, that was a little humble pie. You got some humble pie. Now let's get better from it. So once again, thank y'all again, bro.
Appreciate you,
but
bro.
those are great memories. Once again, I hope kids find that fire,
For sure.
that desire, to continue to be great and continue to keep pushing themselves to be great. This community grow and be better. I wish Topeka and 501 and all schools, nothing but a healthy, successful year in volleyball, all their sports, football, basketball. I hope people are outside working. I hope people find that grind again, that grit in everything that they do. I respect everybody from Topeka. I love being from Topeka. I'm from 785. I got it tatted on me. Like I am to Topeka to the fullest. My family's here. My nieces and nephews are next up. I'm excited to see the talent that grows through there. And once again, it's a blessing to be from Topeka. I honor it. I love it. I love the people here. My family's here. So once again, thank y'all for everything. Thank y'all for what that you do. And just thank you for this community, man, of Topeka.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. Thank you for coming on here, bro. And thank you for, being a positive light in the community and outside of the Topeka community and other communities as well. And, taking that leadership role and really embracing it and running with it because it's needed for sure. And we're going to keep doing our thing for sure, man. Well, things are growing. Like a lot of things are set up in the background to where we got some huge announcements coming and some really, really great things. So it's needed. And, God doesn't call the equip. God equips the call, man. So we're doing that.
That's it. And man, like for everybody watching, thank y'all. We're excited. Just again, a great episode. Thank you for your time.
For sure.
Just, before you head back out of town. Yeah. And if you haven't yet, go ahead, leave a comment, subscribe. You don't want to miss the newest episodes. We got so much coming, guys. So again, that's the best way to support and stay caught up with everything we drop. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment.
Hit that bell, man. Hit that notifications. Yep.
Much
for
love.
Sure. All love, man. We appreciate you again.
Hey, appreciate y'all.
Peace. Let's go.
Peace. T-O-P-C-I-T-Y. I love Topeka, babe. It's about the people, babe. Yeah. I love my city, babe. From the north, south, west to the east side. T-O-P-C-I-T-Y.